Hello, happy and smart developers. Welcome to the coding board. This is series of what is IT industry and we are learning part 5A. Yes, this topic is divided into two parts, 5A and 5B. So let's begin the session. Two-tier architecture. What is two-tier architecture? Let's understand. The two-tier is based on client-server architecture. The two-tier architecture is like client-server application. The direct communication takes place between client and server. There is no intermediate between client and server. Two-tier database management system architecture includes an application layer between the end user and the database management system. Let me repeat once again, this is very important point. The two-tier database management system architecture includes an application layer between the end user and the database management system, which is responsible to communicate the end user request to the database management system and then send the response from database management to end user. Let me help you see what that point is telling. That point is telling that suppose here we have end user, this is end user, and suppose here is our database server, database server. Okay, so what two-tier architecture has done, it has put one application layer here, application layer. Okay, the two-tier architecture has put this application layer, see here in yellow color. Okay, this is our application layer. Now what cursor will what end user will do, end user will access this application layer and it will give his request. Now this application will go to database server, database will process request, and then he will send its response to whom, to application layer. Okay, and now application layer will send result to the end user. In this way two-tier architecture works. There is no intermediate in between database and end user. End user is nothing but client only, correct? So if if user is getting information through client, then there is direct interaction between client and server, correct? So in this way we can say that the two-tier database management system architecture, nothing but two-tier architecture, includes an application layer between the end user and the database management system, which is responsible, which means this application which database two-tier architecture has put, that that application layer is responsible to communicate the user's request to the database management system and then send the response from the database management to the end user. Okay, I hope now you have better understanding. So let's move on. Role of application layer in between end user and interface. Just now I have explained role of application layer in between the end user and interface. An application interface known as ODBC, Open Database Connectivity. So what was that client application? That was ODBC connect. That was ODBC. So an application interface known as ODBC provides an API that allow client-side program to call the database management system. So an application interface what providing API that allow client side program to call the database management system. Now, two-tier architecture is an architecture provides the database management system extra security as it is not exposed to the end user directly. Also, security can be improved by adding security and authentication checks in the application layer too. Now, this is basic structure of two-tier architecture. Let me help you. See here, we have client here, user, and here ODBC, open database, open database connectivity, okay, and here we have open database connectivity, nothing but application layer. And now user will contact with application layer and application layer will contact with database management system. Now database management system will communicate with application layer and application layer will interact with end user. Okay, now let's move on. Basic understanding of two-tier architecture. The two-tier architecture is divided into two parts: client application and database. On client application side, the code is written for saving the data in the SQL Server database. Let me repeat once again. In client application side, the code is written for saving the data in the SQL Server database. Client sends the request to server and process the request and send back with data. The main problem of two-tier architecture is the server cannot respond multiple requests at same time. As a result, it causes a data integrity issue. Now, client architecture. It is an architecture model where the client, one program, requests a service from a server, another program. That is, it is a request response service provided over the internet or through intranet. Okay. Now, in this model, client will serve as one set of program which executes a set of actions over the network, while server on the other hand is a set of another program which sends the result set to the client system as requested. In this, client computer provides an interface to an end user to request a service or resources from the server, and on the other hand, server then process the request and display the result to end user. So that's it in this session. Let's meet in another session. Thank you.